Hello, YouTube. A lot is going on in the world, as you know, but I can only cover a certain amount of situations because I don't have that much memory on my phone. Okay, so what happened in Hong Kong? What's going on in Hong Kong? It's very confusing and very boring, it seems like, because it's not affecting us, so why should we care? Okay, so this is what happened. There was a couple. They went to Taiwan. The man was the only one to return. The woman is nowhere to be found. They believe he murdered her. Well, Hong Kong doesn't have extradition laws, so Taiwan cannot extradite him to prosecute him for murder of his wife. Legislation was put through in order to extradite him to Taiwan. How convenient. So, was it a very convenient situation, or was it a false flag in order to cause legislation for extradition? We would never know. But what happens is if China has the right to extradite people, they can say, you wrote a book about us, we don't like you, we're going to extradite you to China and prosecute you because we don't have freedom over here. You try protest against China, they could arrest you and extradite you and say you are a terrorist. So basically it takes away the rights of Hong Kong. Has the right to protest, they have the right to freedom of speech, and they have the right to press. So they have similar rights to the United States. They can speak out about things. China does not like that. China doesn't like anybody speaking out against them. So that's the problem. So that's why they are in the streets protesting so massively, because it's going to take away huge rights that they have, similar rights that they have to the United States. And these people are just willing to give their life away. So Hong Kong was actually part of Great Britain. It was a colony. It was colonized by Great Britain, but with negotiations, it was given back to China. But they were given till 2047 to get it back. So those people, they're under what is called one country, two systems. And so China was supposed to allow Hong Kong to be able to maintain their freedoms until 2047. Well, first of all, Hong Kong did not want to give their freedoms away, does not want to give their freedoms away in 24/7, but China is infiltrating them and trying to make it happen sooner. They are starting to control their Congress, which is actually 70 people in Congress, 40 people supposedly chosen by people, but also infiltrated by people that are affiliated with big corporations who have strong ties to the Chinese government. So they are losing every single day freedoms because their Congress has been infiltrated. Okay, so that's why they're angry. They want to keep their freedom of speech. They want to keep their freedom of assembly. They want to keep their freedom of the press. If there is an extradition legislation that goes through and becomes law, then anybody who pisses off China can be extradited and tried and put in jail for the rest of their lives as basically traitors against China. Hong Kong wants to maintain that freedom. Okay. In other news, Eric Garner had a little bit more freedom today. Not freedom, justice. His family has sued and they have won $5.9 million. But they also wanted Officer Pantaleo to be arrested and fired from the NYPD. They did not get their wish of him being arrested and tried. He was tried. He was found pretty much as if he did what he did because he's a police officer afraid for his life, and he didn't mean to do what he did. But he did an illegal chokehold. And so Judge Maldonado advised that he should be fired from the NYPD. And people have not been doing that. Nobody wanted to do that. It became a federal case and nothing was done in all those years. 5 years, nothing was done. So finally today he was fired by the NYPD, and that was because protesters were putting pressure on the mayor de Blasio and the police commissioner. So the police commissioner today officially fired him. In other weird news, in Phoenix, Arizona, there is a company called Biological Resource Center, and they were promoting donating your body to science. It turns out that they did a raid on the facility, and they found that they were basically cutting up body parts and then selling them. So they found that for a torso and head, they were getting $2,400. For legs, $1,100. For knees, feet, $500. So they were selling body parts to who knows who. And they also found a small person's head attached to a bigger person's body, as if it was a joke. These people thought they were giving their bodies to science, and these people were selling their body parts. Being in science, that I have been in my past, there's really not much you can do with a dead person. A freshly dead person, you can harvest organs, and you can donate to transplants. But for a body that's been dead for a long period of time, other than maybe the spinal cord area that can provide you with stem cells, the rest of the body is really not extremely helpful. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like, were they selling these body parts as like steak, for dinner for cannibals? Who knows? It's kind of weird. It's really, really weird. And in October, they are going to file suit, civil suit against the owner. The owner was arrested when they found the conditions. The owner was arrested, but all he was given was probation. So there's a civil suit going to go on, and it's starting in October, and I guess we'll find out. But the media isn't talking about it. I think the media is not really talking about much other than anything that could be used to persuade some kind of political agenda. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will share my weird news with you as I get it. So, have a good week and have a good night. Thank you for watching.